An asset is said to be impaired when, okay, what is the relevant standard for impairment? Relevant standard for impairment, LKAS 36. LKAS 36. What is impairment? Carrying value, impairment loss equals carrying value minus recoverable amount, right? So recoverable amount should be less than carrying value. Recoverable amount should be less than carrying value. Okay, so how to calculate recoverable amount? Recoverable amount could be calculated on fair value less cost to sell, fair value less cost to sell, or value in use, whichever is higher, right? Remember, in this case we need to choose higher value of these two, right? Fair value less cost to sell and value in use, whichever is higher, right? On that method we can calculate recoverable amount, and we need to take the difference between carrying value and the recoverable amount, then you can calculate impairment loss. Let me insert figures here. Carrying value of an asset, let's say 100, recoverable amount, let's say fair value less cost to sell 80, value in use, let's say 70, then from these two figures we should select 80 because higher value need to be selected as recoverable amount, 80. Now, okay, now you can calculate impairment loss. Carrying value 100, carrying value means book value, written down value, right? But the same asset recoverable amount is 80. Then we need to remove 20 rupees, right, as impairment loss. So impairment loss is 20. Impairment loss is 20. What is the double entry for that? Double entry is P&L debit, impairment loss expense, debit, P&L debit, relevant asset credit, Okay, now read the options given. The carrying amount of the asset is higher than its recoverable amount. Carrying value of the asset is higher than its recoverable amount. See, that's correct, right? Carrying value is higher than its recoverable amount. So this answer seems to be correct. We'll read and see other options. When its fair value is higher than its value in use. No. Now already you know what are the words that LKAS 36 use, right? This is wrong. When the value in use is higher than its carrying value, wrong. When the recoverable amount is higher than its fair value, wrong, right? So answer would be A, that is the carrying amount of the asset is higher than its recoverable amount. Okay, right. Okay, moving on. 1.8, identify the characteristic which is not required for faithful representation. Okay, I already told you there are two fundamental qualitative characteristics. First one, relevance and faithful representation, and there are four qualitative characteristics in enhancing qualitative characteristics. What are the enhancing qualitative characteristics? First one, comparability, understandability, verifiability, and the timeline. Right? Now, with that explanation you could select the answer. Verifiability, see, verifiability one of enhancing qualitative characteristic. Verifiability one of enhancing qualitative characteristics. So we cannot select this answer for the faithful representation. The faithful representation means what? Completeness, neutrality, and the free from errors. These three items, these three qualities ensure faithful representation of information, right? I hope you understood. So answer for 1.8 is verifiability. C, answer C, because they are asking which is not required for faithful representation. These three items for faithful representation. These three items are for faithful representation, but this one not. Verifiability. Okay, right. Next one, 1.9, in relation to a non-for-profit organization, identify the correct statement about subscription in advance. What do you mean by that? We are receiving money in advance from the members of the organization, right? From the members of the organization. As per the fundamentals of accounting, if we receive money from outsiders in advance, that could be identified as what? On a specific date, if we have money belongs to others, that's what? That's a liability, right? That's a liability. That's a liability. Okay. What is the liability name? Received in advance. Subscription received in advance. Right? Subscription received in advance. It's a liability account. If liability increases, it should be credited. If liability increases, it should be credited. This side, right? It should be credited. Okay. Now we'll read the answers, given answers. As it is an advance, it will be shown under current asset. Wrong. This is wrong. As it is a receipt during the period, it is treated as a revenue for the period. Wrong. We cannot. It is debited to advance account and credited to income account. That's wrong. Now already you know the double entry, right? Right. It is shown under current liability as it is an income received in advance. So answer would be this. Last option, answer is D, right? As I mentioned, it's a liability, and it should be credited in the subscription received in advance account. That's a liability. It's a current liability. Okay, moving on. Question number 10. Identify the wrong statement about the issue of bonus share. Wrong statement, right? In this case, you are asked wrong statement. Incorrect statement about bonus share. In bonus share, in company accounting, Bonus share means what? For existing ordinary shareholders, ordinary shareholders, right? This is a benefit of existing ordinary shareholders. They can receive ordinary shares free of charge, right? They can receive ordinary shares free of charge. What is the double entry? When bonus share issuing accounted by the company, ordinary share capital will be increasing, so share capital should be credited, right? Company is not receiving money because free of charge. Then that particular, now we need to find out a debit entry. So what is the debit entry? Since they are issuing bonus shares, ordinary shares free of charge, they need to recover that amount from the reserves. So reserve account should be debited. And the ordinary share capital should be credited. That is the double entry for bonus share, right? Now you can read the answers. It will increase the value of issued share capital. Yes or no? Yes, it will increase, right? Issued share capital will increase because credit entry would be share capital account credit. Okay, that's we cannot choose that because that option is correct. Okay, second one, it will increase the number of shares in issue. Correct or wrong? That's also correct, right? Next one, it will reduce the retained earnings or related reserve balances. Yes or no? Yes, that's also correct. I already told you that amount would be taken from the reserves, right? So we cannot choose that answer as well. Now obviously last option would be the answer. Let me read. It will increase the company expense by the amount of the share issue. That's wrong. I already told you the double entry. So answer for this question is D. Answer is D, right? That's a wrong answer. Wrong for bonus share, right? Okay.